What are common ethical dilemmas for police? Have you ever thought about the tough choices police officers face every day? The world of law enforcement is filled with ethical dilemmas that challenge their moral compass. These situations often requiring officers to choose between conflicting principles, making their role both vital and complex. Let's take a closer look at some of these common ethical dilemmas. One major issue is the use of force. Officers must decide when it is appropriate to use force and how much is necessary. This decision is not easy. If they use too much force, it can lead to injuries and loss of public trust. On the other hand, if they do not use enough force, they may put themselves or others in danger. These decisions often happen in high-pressure situations with little time to think. Another dilemma is acting impartially. Police are expected to treat everyone equally, regardless of personal biases or community pressures. However, officers may find themselves in situations where their personal feelings could influence their actions. For example, they might feel tempted to show favoritism based on race or community ties. This can lead to issues like profiling, which can damage trust between police and the communities they serve. Honesty is also a significant concern. Officers must be truthful in their reports and interactions. The temptation to lie can arise, whether to protect a colleague or to avoid extra paperwork. However, dishonesty can erode public trust and undermine the justice system. Even small lies can have big consequences. Off-duty conduct is another area where ethical dilemmas arise. Police officers are expected to model good behavior at all times. Misconduct outside of work, such as substance abuse or domestic violence, can harm their credibility and the public's perception of law enforcement. Their actions reflected not just on themselves but on the entire profession. Accepting gratuities can also create ethical challenges. Small favors like free meals or tickets to events may seem harmless. However, accepting these can create a perception of bias or obligation. Even if no explicit exchange is intended, it can blur the line between professional duty and personal gain. Finally, reporting misconduct among colleagues presents a moral conflict. Officers who witness unethical behavior may fear retaliation or ostracism for speaking up. However, failing to report such actions undermines accountability and public trust. This situation is often referred to as the blue wall of silence. Ethical training is a key part of police education, but real-world situations can be much more complicated than classroom scenarios. Officers must constantly balance the law with justice and their personal morals with professional obligations. Leadership within police departments plays a crucial role in setting ethical standards and modeling appropriate behavior. Continuous training and a culture that rewards integrity can help officers navigate these dilemmas. These challenges highlight the tension between individual conscience and institutional expectations. Police work requires not only knowledge of the law but also moral courage, the willingness to do what is right, even when it is difficult. The history of police ethics shows that public trust is built on consistent, principled action, and lapses in ethical judgment can have lasting effects on individuals and communities.